Yeah, welcome back to the M365 Podcast. Today we are diving into one of the hottest topics in the Microsoft ecosystem, how AI fundamentally changed the way we build business applications. While everyone is talking about Copilot and generative AI, very few people are discovering what happens after the demos. How do we build AI-powered business applications that are maintainable, governed, scalable, and actually solve real business problems. Our guest today is someone who works exactly on this space. Sara Lagerquist. She is a Microsoft MVP, applications architect, international speaker, and founder of the Power Platform Community Sweden. She is specialized in Power Apps, model driven apps, custom pages, PCFs, and extended generative pages beyond the out of the box experience to create experience grade business solutions. Today, we are all exploring AI architect governance, Power Platform, and best practice. Model driven apps, the future of enterprise, and so on, and yeah, much, much more. So, welcome, Sarah, to the show.
Thank you. Wow, that was a long intro with a lot of stuff that I do. But yes, thank you.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into the Microsoft ecosystem? Oh, okay, it's it's laggy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't have an IT background or haven't really studied after the basic school that you have to go through. I was one of those indecisive persons who never decided what way to go. So I ended up at a company as an administrator that got CRM 2011 implemented.
Mhm.
And I was just like, huh, this system I kind of get. This is like, it came natural to me. I understood it. It was logical. It made sense. I started to do my own workflows and I found configuration settings and productions that I shouldn't have found that I did. And then I looked into like going to school and study something in that direction. But then the consultancy firm who implemented this said like, "Nah, just come and work for us instead." And that's how it's been now for 12 years. Different firm. I'm at a different company now, but yeah, a consultant for 12 years now, pretty much working with a power platform mainly.
Mhm. And why this Power Platform became your primary focus?
Because I think it opens up for supporting more processes than just the what the Dynamics apps do. Like the Dynamics apps already have like a thought of how the processes should work and like what workflows you should get. I like the challenge of someone saying like, this is how our business works,
Mm.
and I can help design. I can redesign the process. I can actually adapt an app or an agent or something completely based on that. It like the data can be different, the flow can be different, everything. So I feel like I have a better like toolbox and I'm not so restricted. I like to be free. I'm free when I work with the Power Platform.
Yeah, and you are, or we have now I think it's three, but you are specialized in model driven apps instead of canvas apps. Why did you prefer model driven apps? And I think there's also some new generative apps. I don't know. I have forgotten the name.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I wouldn't say like I prefer it. I come from that since I've been a Dynamics girl, so of course, like model driven apps are closer to where I started. But it's just that in most cases where I find a process, I see that you get so much for free. Like when you create a model driven app, it's such quick development and you get so much functionality that supports, and it's like recognizable for someone who's working with Excel or even Outlook or any of the other Microsoft products. And then Canvas apps absolutely have their use cases. Um, or maybe not anymore. We'll see. but but they had, and so there's absolutely use cases where I've used Canvas apps too. I just feel that in very many cases, the overhead becomes too much in those cases where you need like a standalone Canvas app because it's still quite gruesome to configure and do complex stuff. A model driven app, you can have a generative page in now, which
Mhm.
is like my favorite thing ever. I just came home yesterday evening from European Power Platform conference where I had two talks, and both of them had generative pages in them because I see this feature like solving so many problems. It's really a chameleon. It can adapt to so many different use cases. So you have the base and the quick development of a model driven app and all the benefits and all the navigation and search functionality and all of that comes out of the box with a model driven app. And then you can, when you need to, extend it with a generative page. And the UI could be whatever you want. It could be a multi table wizard, or it could be um, some type of visual graphic, maybe a board, a Kanban board, a scheduling board, a calendar of some sort to display data. Any way you need to display data in a different way than a model driven app, because we all know also model-driven apps have a couple of downsides, and it's a bit clicky in some cases when you need to create a lot of records. So that is also a great use case for a gen page where you have like a process where you need to create a lot of records, for example, for a many-to-many relationship. Then it would be like, I think 5 or 6 clicks for each record, and here you can just do it in one go with a few clicks. You just change the UI with a gen page. So, the combination of all the benefits of model-driven apps plus a gen page is like the future of apps. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Um, when we start with an or with opening Power Apps, is there any requirements or to dos I have to do before I should start the App Studio?
With gen pages particular, you mean?
Yeah.
So you need to have a model driven app. You configure it from the app builder, like that the model driven app designer probably is called. I don't know. They changed the name so many times. Uh, but then there's two ways of creating these, and they are two very different experiences. Okay, so you have the UI in the maker portal that creates like they give you a prompt box where you can describe the page that you want, the UI you want, the problem you want to solve. You add your data sources. Maybe you even add an image of how you want this to look, what you want this to look like, and then it generates a page for you.
Mm,
The thing here is that that way of doing it in the UI is only GA in the United States, UK, Australia, maybe some more English speaking language country, but mostly those countries, and it's in preview. For example, Sweden and Finland and Germany and all of those other countries. It only gives you the option to use model GPT 4.1,
mhm.
and that is a retired model from OpenAI. And as you can hear by the number of it, it's not the newest model. So I would say that reflects a lot in the results too. Then what happens when you do this? Also, you get a little chat box, an agent you can continue to prompt and develop your page in, and that every time you add a prompt or like add it to change something, it regenerates the whole page. So I don't say it's so efficient. So there's some quirky bugs in the UI too. So like I would say the UI way of doing it, the maker portal way of doing it, it's mostly for trying it out and maybe at most doing a proof of concept maybe. But if you really want to do it the solid way, um I would go into any coding tool of your choice. I use Visual Studio VS Code and GitHub Copilot in combination. And to emphasize here, I'm not a developer. I do not have a developer background. This is not necessary for using these tools. But what you get here is that Microsoft has released a skill, a plugin base that you can install in VS Code, that a skill for Gen pages. And it's really well written, and that means you can pretty much go and prompt your page where you actually have the choice to choose your AI model. The more complex page, the higher the model is required. Like, so you can go for Claude any type you want, depending on your wanted result. The skill also include like a planning stage, which I kind of like. So you talk with your agent in VS Code and like discuss the layout, and it creates HTML uh, wireframes which you can click through and like, yes, okay, now we're on to something. This is what I want. Or you can, before it starts building, so that will also, before, except for it being more efficient, it will also save you credits, since most coding tools now, or at least GitHub Copilot, is credit based.
Mm,
And if you go to the UI and you do the prompt in the maker portal for a gen page, even the UI has this little box at the top level, like, do you want to enable more AI models? The way to go is via coding tools. So they're like really pushing in that direction. But I would say like the biggest benefit here is that it's GA
mm,
worldwide if you make it through the coding tools.
mhm.
So I can implement one and it would be supported and all of that that way, and I would get a so much better result than doing it in the maker portal.
Mm. And before I start, how important is to think about, I don't know, the business value, the strategy. What tips can you give here and before it's come to the first prompt?
So first of all, you have to identify that a model-driven app, the UI of a model-driven app is not enough for your use case, right? You need to identify that it also belongs in this app somehow. Like, you still want to work with the same data that is in the rest of the app. It has to be the same target audience, like user group, that is actually using this data to be able to or to take the decision to make a gen page out of it. So absolutely, um, you need to look at the business side and see if there's a proper use case in the app that you're talking about. But we are also shifting, because like return of investment now, when you build it this way, because it's also like a million times quicker to build a very complex gen page than compared to like a custom page, which is still low code, but like it could take a lot of time to create a custom page with Power FX and all the configuration that you have to do for it to work. And here it's like a few prompts here and there, and you can work with other stuff in between while the agent is working too. So I would say like before, maybe we made decisions not to implement a custom page or a complex UI, because like, oh, it would be too much to maintain and to extend and continue to develop, and we would give the users um unrealistic expectations of the UI and other parts and stuff like that. I don't think we have to be equally afraid of that now as we maybe were before. So like, maybe before I was an architect that pulled the brakes a bit more than I will do now. I would say no a lot more before than I will now. because of the speed of development of this feature.
And when what makes a good prompt, or what separates a good prompt from a bad prompt to build a page, especially when we think about yeah, building an app prompt.
That's a very good question, and it kind of depends on where you start. And what instructions your agent have that you are using. In the UI, I would use as little description for the interface, like how you want it to look, as possible. I rather just attach an image to make it more similar. Um, but to be honest, my biggest tip here is to go to any of your favorite tool, if it's Copilot Chat or if it's Chat GPT or whatever. Describe shortly what you want to create and have them help you refine the prompt. Because they are so much better at structuring a prompt and make it more sensible and also efficient. If you say that um, the bigger the prompt, the more tokens it will use, it will also be more efficient, especially for someone who's not have English as a native language. Maybe I have a tendency to use a bit more words than a native English speaker, and then your AI pal can help you make it less.
Mm, so what would you say? What did you think? One big prompt is better, or an iterative prompting process?
So the context window, if it's a small prompt to start with, the context window will be wider. So as many details as you have, I would try to add to my first prompt. But if you go with the coding tool way, which is my recommended way, like, since it doesn't start building until you tell it to start building, um, I wouldn't be too afraid of having like a conversation afterwards, because there's so much things that you realize when you get the wireframes, like, oh, that was not at all what I meant, or what I want, or oh, I forgot that I should be able to blah 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 in this page too. So yeah, I think you could go either way, but start with as many details as you have, so you don't have to jump through those hoops afterwards.
Mm, And when I do this app, I think a little bit about yeah, main intents. How can other understand the app? I don't know, someone retired or leave the company from other reason. How can we have there on these AI generated pages, how we have an overview, what's happened in the app?
Uh, and what's the question? Sorry.
Yeah, I think a little bit like I don't know, it's a little bit like governance or development question, but if someone have make, and a lot of citizen developer know everyone can make apps, but someone leave the company or it's sick for a while, and I have to change something on the app. How can I look into the app and get to understand how an AI generated app works? What's your tips here?
Well, hopefully the AI has helped you design it, so it's kind of self-explanatory. um, but you can also add, so it again depends on what type of agent you are using in your coding tool.
Mhm.
Got your the open source agents, and then I have refined them a bit myself. So I have a consultant agent that helps me discuss a lot about the process itself first, and it asks me questions about the process. It finds gap in the process, and it asks like, oh, so how do you want to do with this part? And I would say like, no, that's out of scope, or all of that. I can, since I have all this conversation, and I have therefore a plan and a process planned out. I have half of the documentation already done with that agent. It already made me a mermaid diagram. It already made me the frames and all of those parts. It even makes me a plan for implement not implementation before design. So all of that you can give to a new developer, but you can also ask it to spit out like a user manual based on this, and you can add Playwright MCP to grab a bunch of screenshots from the web page yourself, and then it will add that to whatever instruction manual you want.
Yeah, and the last time, I think that's also an upcoming topic. It's especially when we call about AI generated apps. That's data was what role does data was play?
You mean data sources or what,
Uh,
like, the
the these
quality of data?
the Dataverse. It's all talk about it, especially when it's come to apps. Why is this such an important topic actually?
Sorry, I just got lost track here, but, one thing that is coming, by the way, that I saw for Gen Pages that I saw this week is that right now Gen Pages only works with the Dataverse, so you can only extend a model-driven app. The good thing about custom pages is that you can actually infuse other data sources in a custom page, so you can have other data sources than Dataverse in your model-driven app. Big advantage.
Mhm.
Leon announced at EPPC that it's coming. Connectors are coming for generative pages too. So even in July, so it's July now, right? So very soon, hopefully, um, we will see the possibility to have different data sources in Gen pages too. And I lost your question. I got sidetracked.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's really interesting. I love this. That's better than I ask. So that's actually it. You only have data wars on and your internal, I don't know, Microsoft Fabric or something as source, and now in the future we get really extendable uh sources from outside or web
Yeah,
or yeah. Oh.
exactly. So I don't know if it's so I just saw this like on a overview slide. So I don't know if it's through connectors. It's just a few connectors. I don't know what data sources yet, but I just saw it. It's coming. So Microsoft has definitely realized that you need a way to be able to extend your model-driven app with more data than just Dataverse, and this is the way to do it going forward, I would guess. So I'm really excited about that. Another thing that they announced at this conference is that something that's been a huge ask for everyone working with custom pages for ages is to be able to embed it on a form or a tab like you can do with a Canvas app. Because that way with Canvas app is so clunky and the responsiveness is quite horrible. And I've unfortunately been had forced to do that a couple of times and it's very messy. But that is coming with generative pages also very soon, that you are supposed to be able to enable it in a tab or even section, it said. I'm really intrigued how this will work, like not only responsiveness wise, but also performance wise, because right now model driven forms are quite quick to load. And how will having a gen page embedded affect that? And what does this mean compared to PCFs that are
Mhm.
also a UI that you can embed like on a form, a custom control that will change the UI? Will this completely replace the need for PCFs? Or wow, I don't know where we're going, but I'm very excited to see where this takes us.
Yeah, I think the PCFs are it's the Power Apps component framework. I think it's really cool stuff because you have all these ready-made, yeah, I don't know, things like the I don't know. I love the barcode scanner. but I hope there comes more in future. Um, so what make did it for you make sense build forms uh instead of apps, or should I ever use apps instead of forms?
No, I meant like the forms of a record in a model driven app. Uh, that is what you can now, or hopefully soon, embed a gen page on. So it would pretty much be as a PCF partly, where you can extend the UI with both different data sources, maybe like dress up a record with information from your ERP or something. Or you could have like a mini wizard embedded on the form. I don't know yet. I haven't seen it, but but I'm excited.
Yeah, okay. I really and yeah, I don't know. It's really new, or the PCF, or is it stays
So
long?
it's I would say like it's almost a replacement of PCF. It's like it's gen pages embedded in a model driven form. That's the key like here. But that is coming in July, and I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know how it's gonna work.
Mm, And let's think about one enterprise topic. It's also, yeah, I think, yeah, governance. Why think you many organizations struggle with Power Platform governance?
Because with the rapid development right now, how quickly you can create components in the Power Platform, the more important it becomes to govern everything that is created, right? We need we need structure to make sure that our agents is behaving as we want them to behave, that our apps are performing and are extendable and have an owner and all of that. I see like we will have before we were maybe more limited about how many apps can we create in a year. That will change now to like how many apps can we adopt, because the creation part will not be the hardest part anymore. It will be more about adoption, continuous development, governance to make sure that it keeps in their guardrails and with the constraints that is necessary. And I think we need to talk more about the processes itself and why we need an app or why we need an agent, or if we should rethink the whole process and need. Are we just I think it was Donna Sarkar I heard at a keynote that were comparing AI to cars and horses. Like we don't use AI to make faster horses, make the horses that are our transport for now faster. We have to rethink transport overall, and therefore cars was created. And we are in the same with like business uh, support, business systems, that we maybe need to an AI here, that we need to recreate the um, thinking of how we solve problems completely. We don't want to solve the same problems just with AI, if that makes sense. I don't think I'm a good storyteller as Donna. She made it lot more sense when she said it.
Um, but a lot of companies, I think, years before we have these data-driven companies, AI-driven companies, but now I think one of the other topic is a citizen developer company. How should companies think about citizen development when they start with it? What tips can you give here?
That's a good question. I think we were in the same challenges as we've been ever since low code entered our sphere. That the people are gonna want to build stuff themselves, and really maybe they are the best at doing it because they know the process really well itself. So I think about enabling those people who want to do it themselves and teaching them skills that they need to be aware of, like security issues, data access, all of the things you need to consider when you design an app or an agent. That we should give them the tools and information to help them with that. Um, that's that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good tip. Um, Also, what can you say? A lot of people, I think, they are, yeah, fearing a little bit about starting develop their own app. Which tip can you give people who will start or think about to start with citizen development?
I would say, oh, that's a hard question. Uh, I would say just make sure design the process first. Don't
Mhm.
like previously 10, 14 years ago when I started out, we were kind of limited to uh, pushing our processes into existing systems because it was too expensive to change parts of the systems. Some things we just had to like, oh, this is how it is. This is we have to buy into this. All of that. Now, especially with AI, we really can forget about the tool that will get us there. We can really, really talk about the process itself
Mhm.
firsthand. So I would really like spend time in updating your skill on designing the process, and then like the making part, girl. That's easy. That will be the smallest.
Yeah. Um, I think one yeah controversial topics are also in companies that's discussed is the platform, power platform center of excellence. What advice can you give here, or what's your experience with center of excellence?
Well, I think I think I don't know the proper term, but I think they retired it a couple of months ago or a month ago or something. That they will not continue to develop that because the admin portal is getting better and better and have most of the features that the kit Center of Excellence kit have, because it was just always a starting point, right? And now the admin portal has most of that information and gives you the governance that you need. And if not, you can maybe build some of it yourself. So I wouldn't implement that now. If you have it implemented already, continue to use it for as long as it makes sense. But look at the features in the admin portal to see how redundant it is, because it was a hassle to maintain a center of excellence kit.
Yeah, we have now so much new, I say, words or buzzwords a little bit, yeah, losing sometimes the overview. We have now generative pages, custom pages, PCS. What or how did you have, yeah, can have the overview of all what there are coming new? How did you handle this?
Oh, I think it's an impossible task, and I don't think I have the overview or the whole picture. I'm trying to stay current just as everyone else and try to understand. I go to conferences, I read blogs, I look at LinkedIn, I look at like the release notes and all of that. I'm still probably missing a lot of stuff. So I would say like I use the community a lot and I use my colleagues a lot because in when everything is happening so fast in our platform, no one can know it all. That means that I always want to make sure to check my solution that I'm designing with one or two or even three other people to make sure that there's no other way, no better way to do it.
Yeah.
Like
And
cross check and report everything because it's impossible to know everything yourself.
but did you see, say, a big picture Microsoft had with Power Pages overall?
Power Pages, I know. nothing about. Not one thing. Or
Okay.
yeah,
um, when we or yeah, I think when we build these all these nice stuff, and you have say a community and so on, and you are also the founder of the Power Platform Community Sweden. Can you tell a little bit about this initiative?
yeah. It's I started before the pandemic. I thought like because I heard my international friends. Was going to international conferences speaking back then too, and they had like user groups.
Hmm.
Um, the like local communities where they had a full day of learning or something. So I find a user group in Sweden. And I went to that a couple of times and spoke at that. But then I was like, it's so user focused in Sweden. In UK, it seems to be a lot of like makers and users combined. But in Sweden, it was like so user focused, only like the customer side of it. And I was like, but what there need to be like a forum for everyone who's building, everyone who's a maker. If you're a consultant or you work for an end customer, it doesn't matter. But like, where are the maker group? So I founded that myself. So I reached out to old colleagues and people on LinkedIn and was like, I'm trying to do this. Is this even of interest? And I started organizing these events. So it's like I wanna make it very easy to stop by and a low bar for people to come. So we do, like, after work style. So after work is done from 5:30 to 8:30. We have 2 sessions. We are at different partners every time that, like, buys pizzas and beers. So we watch a couple of sessions. Someone is presenting something fun and learning. We geek out about Power Platform. We have a lot of beer. You get to know people and network with the people locally. And that really took off so well. So now in my Stockholm events, I always have a wait list, like always. It's always fully booked, and I have a long queue of people that want to come in but can't get a seat. So maybe I should try to have more events, but I don't really have time for that. But then we also expanded to Malmö and Gothenburg, which is the two other main cities in Sweden. So I have like a group of people who started organizing the south branch. I'm only supporting with like the website and some tips on speakers, but mostly they're running by themselves. And Gothenburg has just started off. I'm trying to support them too as much as I can, but like it's franchise here, okay? So they're kind of on their own, and I'm just helping a bit. But it's really fun to see that it's growing, and it's the people really want to go and like the concept of it.
And yeah, you are also a speaker. What did you learn from from speaking on other events and also getting to other events?
I I love that I get to really deep dive in the subject before I go on stage. Like, I really need to figure out all the little details about the feature that I'm talking about. So it's like an opportunity for myself to force me to really go deep in something. That is one of the main advantages of going on stage. And then it's also extremely fun. And to talk about something that you're nerdy about and like yep.
Yeah, if you say a feature and you deep dive into it, is there one feature you say, "Oh, this it's yeah, it's underrated actually"?
An underrated feature. Well, I would almost say that gen pages are still underrated. I talk very loudly about it, but I don't think it's talked about enough. Um I yeah. No, I think that is my biggest one that I would push even more if I could.
Mm. And what tips can you give, like, I saying someone is new in tech and also likes to become an architect like you? Where should they start, or he or she?
Well, I think that is the biggest question of our um uh, of our all occupation right now. Like, how do we get people that's starting out on this train? Because um, AI is actually replacing some of the junior tasks that like new people in tech was doing. Um, so again, I would. It seems like a red thread through this conversation, but I would ask them to focus on the business side of it, like the designing processes, sketching out flows, process flows, and diagrams, and all of those skills, because those are the ones that's gonna matter in the future, not learning where to click in the maker portal.
Mm. And uh, what will you do when Microsoft came and say, "Hey, Sarah, you get all the resources, all the money you need. You can develop one feature. Which will you develop?"
Oh, um, I have no clue. I'm too realistic. I have no clue what I would do.
Okay. Do you think it's not realistic that Satya Nadella clicks tomorrow? Ricks. Okay. Um, Yeah. Um, I'll have in every podcast, I have a quick fire round. That's
Okay.
on short questions. I say, and then you give a short answer. So let's start simple. Coffee, energy drink, or tea through development.
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl.
Both.
um, Favorite Microsoft build announcement.
Wow. I no clue.
um, yeah. What is your favorite the conference?
Um, no, I can't say. I go to so many and I would piss people off no matter my answer, so I can't say.
Okay. But is there any book you can, yeah, you say everyone should read?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is my favorite book.
Yeah,
42.
that's really cool. I love it also. Um, what was your biggest lesson from your career?
Don't be afraid to stand out.
And one prediction for Microsoft AI in the next years?
Mm, no, because I'd probably be wrong. So no.
Okay. So, what one when we think a little bit about yeah, the near future, yeah, that's too hard today. Um, what what is an or I don't know if you're allowed, but you can say without expose the name. What's the next project you will start?
Um, I'm not so focused on projects right now because I'm going on Nordic vacation, and Nordic vacation is like several weeks. So my focus right now is to finish up everything that I'm doing, like all the conversation I have with Microsoft PMs about features and all my customers and all of that. I'm just trying to wrap stuff up so I can delete Teams and Outlook for 5 weeks and just be in my summer cottage and read books.
Mhm. Um, yeah, that really great, and we have all well, we have so many topics, and yeah, um, then yeah, my last question is, what should people take away from this podcast when they remaining only one thing?
The gem pages are awesome and you should try it out, but only the code way.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sarah, thank you for being here. This was yeah an insightful conversation, and I have learned the Nordic holidays are longer than the Germans. um, yeah, we explore everything from enterprise architecture, governance, model-driven apps, generative apps, AI custom pages, PCFs, and what's really take to build sustainable business solutions in the Power Platform. So thank you so much for sharing your experience and your practical insights with us. And yeah, I hope we see us also on a conference or so on. And yeah, have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.